Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes.
Game-changing show we had tonight, but what did we learn from it all? Well, we learned that Cameron is shit scared of butterflies, clearly. Lewis has an exceptional talent for dominoes, other pizza chains are available. And Hussein is quite the philosopher.
And if shit pops off, shit will pop right off.
Apparently so. And if Akeem farts on your bed, shit will really pop off, clearly. Also, what's happened to Isabella? Bear with me, I'm going to try and get a response from her a bit later on in the show. Anyway, we've got lots to talk about tonight, but first, this week's nominations have once and for all been 100% confirmed. So before the game changer, those facing eviction this week were Akeem, Kennelly and Lewis, but everything changed after Lewis won the total domination game changer. He chose to save himself, which means it's time to turn off his shiny blue light. There he goes. We're going to be talking about all of that in just a moment. Also coming up tonight, I'm going to be sitting down for a full-on one-to-one session with sex and relationship expert Annabelle Knight's going to be here. She's going to be giving her insight onto the kinky questionnaire that our housemates filled out before they entered the house, and it got very sproncy, let me tell you. And before any of our housemates took on the total domination game changer, I invited fellow Essex native and double hand waver Bobby Norris to take on yours truly. We're going to find, you know, the double hand. You know he does it. We're going to be finding out who won that a bit later on, but before we sink our teeth, that's clearly a gag, cheers guys, into any of that, it is time to meet tonight's panel, and believe me, this is a threesome I've seen tonight. First up, she broke all the records by becoming the first ever woman to be crowned the winner of Big Brother. She also broke a table whilst in that house alongside the lovely Alison Hammond, but let's not talk about that one. She's always a Lola fun. It's Kay Lola! Next up, have a looking look at this. He's made it to the panel and it ain't even a Friday. You better make a good impression as Big Brother. And finally, she's a former barmaid who's very used to life behind bars and life dancing on bars, dancing in bars, and to be perfectly honest on this show, lower in the bar. She's Rotherham's finest export since Paul Shane, the self-proclaimed cultural icon, Myra Dumois! What a panel, what a show. We've got lots to chat about as always, but let's start with the man of the hour and your winner of the game changer, Lewis. After coming out on top, he did choose to save himself, which I think was pretty expected, but earlier on in the show he was saying he didn't belong in that house and he was thinking about not wanting to save himself and all of this. Kate, did it ever cross your mind that you thought he may not actually save himself?
No.
He might go for someone else? No!
We've all been there. We've all gone into the night room going, I want to leave. Oh, you never want to leave. That necklace he's got around his neck is potentially worth 100 grand, like he's gonna not save himself.
Exactly.
Of course, you do.
And he's right to do so. Yeah. It is a game. Yeah. You've got to look after yourself. Myra, even Cameron said to him, you better save yourself. And, I mean, that's probably his best friend in the house.
Yeah.
If Cameron was doubting he was going to do it, was there any part of you that thought he might actually save someone else?
Not at all. I mean, when he was in the diary room and he was saying, oh, I want to leave, I think he was having a strop, wasn't he?
Do you think it was just a little bit of a moment?
And he said today, yesterday, he was all full of anxiety and he couldn't process and get past Hussein's, you know, arrogance, if we want to call it that. And so I don't think he meant it at all, no.
You don't?
No, like I said, there's 100 grand. Is it 100 grand?
Yes! $100! And do you know what? I'm glad he did save himself, because that's what you're supposed to do in this situation, isn't it?
100%. And Lewis is the type of person, I think, who mentally overthinks everything, as we've all established in this. I think he uses the diary room as a way of writing in a diary. I think he's a diary writer at home. I think that's his diary.
Hence the name.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, as we've all said, it's 100 grand potentially at risk. And let's not forget here, at the start, when Zoe was about the big coins, should she steal them, should she not? He was the one that was going, steal them, Zoe.
I didn't
Steal
like
them.
him at the beginning.
You what,
I
Dad?
didn't like him at the beginning, but I like him now.
Oh, Barbara, seal of approval over here. I mean, that's worth more than the 100 grand, let me tell you. Before the game changer began, he was saying there was nothing left for him to do in the house, and perhaps he's too serious and boring, in his own words. Luke, I know you love Lewis. I was about to say Lewis F, there's only one left. I know you love Lewis.
Yeah.
You think he's a great housemate.
Yeah.
Do you think he is taking stuff too seriously in there?
I think that I understand, like, because Brooke made a good point that it's like, you know, you're going to get bored at times.
Yeah.
Some of the same stuff's going to be talked over, and sometimes maybe he just needs to take himself out of that situation if he doesn't want to join in that conversation, because some people might be bored of his conversation. But I love Lewis, and I think that, you know, any of the sort of people going, oh, he's got so many mood swings, but like, there's lots of different aspects to
Hello,
it.
you're in the Big Brother house. I'd expect nothing less.
It's a great housemate, having different aspects to your character instead of some of them that are in there that have the same conversation the whole time.
True state, very fair point, very fair point. And can we just take a moment to have a very, very, very small round of applause for the metallic jacket, unlike him. That's enough. Just a small round of applause, just a small. Someone, though, who did pull him up on his issues was Hussein, who he seems to have an issue with as well. Kate, do we think Hussein has given Lewis a reason to have issue? He's gone in there, he knows he's pushing buttons in there. I think this is a bit of a silly question, but I've got to ask it.
Yes, but the thing is, Lewis should understand by now that Big Brother is a game. So people are going to play games, and he needs to stop taking everything so seriously. Like yesterday, though, it made for great TV. Like the sausage thing, I couldn't stop laughing every time the word sausage was mentioned.
Look, I was on
with sausages.
I was on Twitter earlier. The amount of people that were going, "It's so terrible that you're laughing at him because Hussein hid the sausages." Hussein didn't hide any sausages. Lewis just made an innocent mistake, and he corrected himself.
He's letting Big Brother get to him, and I really hope he doesn't. What I love about Lewis, though, is he's not afraid to speak his mind, even if he knows it's going to cause conflict. Like you said, too many people in there won't cause conflict because they think they might end up getting nominated, which is what happened to Lewis. And that's why he's a great housemate, and that's why he needs to stay.
I mean, Myra, Hussein is pushing some of Lewis's buttons. We saw the thing with the water. We saw this, we saw that. What are you making of Hussein and Lewis's relationship at the minute?
Well, I'm not buying for a second this whole, oh, I was just tidying away the blanket. I mean, you saw the comment going round, didn't you? There was the moment where someone said, oh, Lewis just saw you, and you went, I was tidying. So I don't buy that, and he knows what he's doing. He's also he's been called out on this by Cameron, but he has watched the show, he has seen what Lewis G did, and he is replicating it.
Do you think he is?
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Oh, hang on, sorry, guys. Word just in. Let's see what Isabella thinks. OK, we're gonna try and cut back to Isabella a bit later on in the show. Apologies. Hussein, though, did explain to Lewis that beneath all that cocky arrogance, he's a good person. Luke, is Hussein a chocolate, just like Isabella said? He's got that hard shell, soft and gooey on the inside.
The thing is...
Did you like the hand movement then? I don't know why I did that. I don't know what that means.
Lovely. But the thing is with Hussein, right, is he's a budget Lewis G, and Lewis G is a budget bear. Imagine being a budget Lewis G. I mean, like, Hussein, he's trying. I think it's that thing, when you go in as a new person, you've got to either be really funny or really nice. And Isabella's obviously really nice. Hussein, for me, is not really funny. He's trying to be a big game player. It's not particularly interesting. He's losing all his arguments he's ever in. It's like, unless you're going to do a Kim Woodburn, like, you're not going to survive in that.
In the interest of fairness on this show, because I'm very unbiased and fair, is there anyone here that is loving what Hussein's doing?
Exactly.
One person. I'm going to come back to you.
Go on.
Look,
And you like Lewis?
I like Lewis, but I do think Hussein is quite funny, and it might be the immature thing in me. But I mean, I'd rather watch him than Sean, than Brooke, than Blue.
Can I say that I think he hid them sausages? He did hide them, and he put them back.
He didn't, Barbara.
How do you know?
And it's people like you spreading malicious lies on the interweb. I know your game with your brooch. You just brought up Brooke, actually. She was also very honest with Lewis, pulled him up on the issues of being nominated. Those issues aside for a minute, let's talk about them two. There appears to be, it sounds really odd, a bit of an attraction between Brooke and Lewis. You say no. we know that obviously Brooke's a lesbian, you know, she don't do boys in her own word. But Myra, I mean, they're getting very close. Do you think there's anything there? Do we need to talk about this?
Well, I mean, it's 2018, isn't it? Maybe we need to think outside of the gender binary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, anything can happen. A curveball can come at any point of life, you know. You know who I quite fancy and I never thought I would?
Go on.
Judge Ryland.
Oh!
There's a weird... I think it's the robes. But it was maybe it's as unexpected as that. You never know what life's
Well, do you
going to
know
throw
what?
at you.
I've heard on the grapevine he's on the show tomorrow. I'll put in a good word for you. Can you imagine Myra and Judge Ryland? That's a wedding I want to go to. On that note, give him a round of applause. Still to come, we're going to be doing a half-time school report on all of our housemates. Plus, we'll have all the very latest from the Bots news desk, including Lewis revealing his fashion phobia. Oh! See you straight after this break. Fly. Okay, welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side. You just caught me midway through my total domination attempt on the panel. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah. Okay, good luck.
Good luck, hon. You've got this.
We did it, though! Oh, you can see how I got on against Bobby Norris double hand wave a bit later on. Still to come tonight, Myra Dubois is going to be dishing up a classic Bots roast, the likes of which we haven't seen since, well, the last time she was on the show a few weeks ago. But first, earlier today, I was given exclusive access to this week's shopping task when I entered Big Brother's brain room. Have a look at this. So here I am inside Big Brother's brain, and this week's shopping task is all about doing and thinking. That's why it's called Doers and Thinkers. So the thinkers will always decide the actions that the doers do. I mean, it sounds confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but there's going to be a lot of thinking about what the doers are doing, and the doers are going to be thinking about what the thinkers are doing, but the doers aren't allowed to think for themselves, but the thinkers have got to think on behalf of the doers as well as the thinkers. See, I think I'm a bit of a thinker and a doer, because I think about doing stuff and then I do it. And then sometimes I do stuff without thinking. God, this is confusing. Do you understand what this shopping task is all about? Will the housemates pass, or will they fail? Well, it's up to the thinkers and doers. Well, mainly the thinkers, because the doers will be doing. You get the drift. It's back to you, Ryan, I'm going to sleep. It is quite hard to explain, but when you see that in tomorrow night's main show, it will all... Oh, we can actually see what Isabella thinks of the shopping task. Have a look. Strong chat from Isabella there, as always. Now, here on Bots... Go on, Teresa Brazil, with your little clap. God loves it. Now, here on Bots, there is nothing more we love than a good old roast. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we do. Especially one served up by Myra, who's more than adept at giving our hypersensitive housemates a proper good old tongue lashing. So, without further ado, it's Myra Dubois!
Thank you, Ryland. That's right. I've been asked to say a few words about the housemates of a bitchy nature, although it's quite hard, really, with that sort of, shall we call them, I don't know, vacuous non-entities that they've got in there. I mean, let's take Isabella, for example. She's so forgettable that every time she's on screen, it's like dead air. You have to concentrate so hard to see her. It's like doing a magic eye picture. Do you remember them from Athena? But then there's, she's into horses. That's an interesting thing about her. She likes horses, isn't it? Yeah, which is a shame she wasn't in the house with Isaac, because he's hung like one. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, penis lovers. There's Lewis, of course, and talking about sausage smuggling, have you seen the tight trousers he's always got on? You can see what religion he is, my goodness. But you see, then again, he's a modern man, you see. And he's very attractive. A lot of people are attracted to Lewis, aren't they? Yeah. He's got a slightly feminine energy, but I don't find that off-putting, you see, because I like a man that sort of talks like Tarzan but looks like Jane. Do you know what I mean? And then there's Hussein. Now, you know, what can we say about Hussein that's not already been said? He's very likeable. He's very handsome, he's very witty. No, he's already been identified as the discount brand Louis G, hasn't he? No, it's like, do you remember the oldie adverts where they had two versions of the same thing? It's like comparing affordable knobheads, you know. And then there's all that peacocking that he does around the house, you know. I'm sure it's overcompensation, and it can only beg me to wonder how small that dick actually is.
Everyone! It's terrible. It is terrible. All right, it is time now. I can't believe that's the line you end on. It is time now for tomorrow's headlines in today's Bots News. Settle. Top stories tonight. Akeem is feeling cocky ahead of today's task. Lewis gets annoyed again. And Kian is shocked to hear about his sleeping habits. First up at 10:50 this morning, Akeem couldn't contain his excitement about today's task, much to the annoyance of Thomas from VT.
We will have no inappropriate actions during the work.
Oh, stop it! I will flip, Akeem. I swear to God, I will fucking flip. I will flip a lid.
We'll need to investigate
Shut
the situation.
fuck up!
Possible disciplinary.
I will discipline you.
We wouldn't want that, would we, Thomas?
No, I wouldn't want you to fucking get in my way.
I'm loving this. This is great.
I don't know about you, but I can smell a big beef ting coming, you know what I mean? Next at 11:23, Lewis got his knickers in a twist about his task outfit and revealed his biggest fashion phobias. Run, BT.
You know what? This is a big fear of mine. One of my biggest phobias ever when it comes to clothes and fashion. See that? That makes me feel sick. Do you see when your trousers, like, touch your shoes and hang on your shoes? That makes me feel physically sick.
Right, look at the bottoms of my trousers, they're scandalous.
They need to be like that, don't they? Just hanging like that, just above.
We're committing fashion crime right now. Oh, it's bad.
Makes me feel sick.
All right, Lewis, keep your pants on, or take them off if you fancy. And finally, at 12:13, please, come on, decorum. At 12:13 this afternoon, Kennelly and Brooke had a chat with Kian about someone called Naughty Girl. Run, VT.
I just fucking moan sexual things in my sleep.
Naughty girl.
They say, oh, baby, or something.
Yeah, a naughty girl.
Were you the only one that heard it?
Yeah, you was grinding your teeth, and then you just went, turned over and was like, you naughty, like, you said, naughty girl, and then just slept.
You're obviously having some BDSM dream, grinding your teeth and calling with naughty girls. Why haven't sex with girls in your dream and all? Naughty girl.
Well, I don't know about you, but Naughty Girl sounds like a blast. No wonder Kian sleeps like a log. And joining me tonight, he's been following me around all day, it's Luke Kempner from Work Experience. Have you enjoyed your, how would I put this? Have you enjoyed your work experience placement today?
Well,
I'm sorry, we're out of time. That was today's Bots News. Thank you. Coming up next, I like the metallic. Coming up next, I'm going to be having a deep and meaningful analysis of our housemates' relationships with sexpert and relationship expert Annabelle Knight's going to be in the studio. I love that. Plus, find out if I managed to get one over on double hand Bobby Norris in this week's Total Domination Game Changer. Me and Lukey are going to see you after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Next up, we're going to be going all... Where is it? Sorry. I feel like Cameron, you know, that butterfly. Sorry. We're going to be going all out and we're going to have a little sneak peek at what... For God's sake, no, this is a joke. No, where is it? No, it's gone, it's fine. Sorry, guys, we'll do that again. A sneak peek at this week's Game Changer. But... Right, OK. Look. There it is. Got it. I got it. It's fine. It's gone. You're right. You're right. Don't sue me. I don't know what Cameron's problem was. Still to go, I'm going to be talking with sex expert Annabelle Knight, examining the relationships between our housemates. But first... You loved it. But first, this week's Game Changer came in domino form, and before our housemates attempted a domino chain reaction, I was given exclusive behind-the-scenes access to have a go myself. So here's happened when me and double hand Bobby Norris took on Total Domination! Oh, no!
You've dropped me here in the Game Changer arena, and there is a brand new Game Changer on the horizon. It's called Total Dominations. Now, as you can see behind me, the task team are currently setting up 6 domino tracks. All of our housemates have to do is pop the dominoes along the track, set them up, give it a little flick, and press their button at the end. It sounds easy, doesn't it? I don't think it's going to be. So I've challenged one of Essex's finest to see if he can beat me at this week's Game Changer. And he goes by the name of Double Hand Wave Bobby.
The pressure's on.
This is awful. I love you, but don't talk to me.
We don't really do dominoes in Essex, so I hope I'm doing it right. No. I'm not a domino player. Babes, I think you've got this in the bag. You must be much better at the old dommies than me. Look, you've even got the walk down to an art.
This is my new walk.
Subtle vibes. Can't believe how perfected you've done it.
See, they're quite close together.
All right.
What?
So that's not fair, really.
I'm sorry, I don't speak English.
Never been a quitter. What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm doing it. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, watch out.
I feel like I've let myself down.
You have.
I've let Essex down.
You have.
I've let you down.
You have. Just go. Just go. You're never coming back to Essex again.
Poor Double Hand Bobby. Right, before our housemates entered the house, we got them to do a quick pop quiz on their likes and dislikes, and I've got a saucy psych who's had a bit of time to analyse the results. It's time for... Ladies and gentlemen, give up for Annabelle Knight! Welcome back. Looking beautiful. I know you've been keeping your eye on the old ins and outs of our housemates' relationships, but I have got to ask about what we've all been discussing earlier on in the show. The Brooke and Lewis relationship. Now, we know they're really close in the house, and we know Brooke's a lesbian. She said her own words, don't do boys. But they've had them little moments, haven't they, saying, you know, if I was straight, you'd be my boyfriend, and, you know, if you weren't a lesbian, you'd be my girlfriend. What are you making of their relationship? Is it just all harmless?
I think what we see with Brooke and Lewis is largely platonic. There is definitely flirtation there. If you were to know nothing about them and watch a lot of the footage, you would think there was romantic interest and intent, without a doubt. But Brooke is a lesbian, Lewis is not a woman, so...
That we know of! He's definitely not a woman.
Nice hair. But probably nothing's going to happen between them, apart from those flirty, platonic moments. On a side note, I do wonder whether or not Brooke knows quite how attractive she is, and maybe she's using that as a bit of a currency to score points with Lewis.
OK, all right. Well, we've seen Lewis have quite a few heated debates in the house, I think it's fair to say. One that particular ended in a tickle fight. Let's have another reminder.
What are we doing? I thought we were fighting.
Trying to fight?
Good one. Now let me try and do it to you.
Go on. You're pulling my hair!
That's the point!
No, it's not!
Yeah. Ow. Like your ankle biters.
What?
No! We're using tactics that I haven't learned yet. Sorry, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at you.
You're not allowed to be annoyed at me because I'm tickling you right now.
Do you think it's odd when, you know, a guy and a girl, regardless of their sexual orientation, have a relationship like that everyone automatically assumes, oh, there's definitely got to be something going on?
I don't think it's odd. I think for the Big Brother house, they might have to tread a little bit more carefully because they are under such close scrutiny all the time. This is where rumours start and things get twisted and turned. And if Brooke is giving Lewis all the signals that on the outside world, if he didn't know she was gay, would mean, like, green light, go ahead,
But you think
free.
both of them are fully aware that it's just a friendship?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think for 1 minute Lewis thinks he's about to turn Brooke, or Brooke's going to suddenly see the light and want to have a relationship with Lewis. I think they are two people that personality-wise and everything else apart from their sexuality blends very well.
OK, well, look, let's get back... Yes! Yeah, I'll take that. Let's get back to the matter in hand. Before the housemates went into the house, Annabelle gave them a questionnaire to find out what they want out of a relationship, which might reveal a few things about them. So what sort of... Do I want to ask what sort of questions you were asking?
I asked them everything I could possibly think of, from the kind of very base level, what would your perfect date be like, to more intimate sexual questions.
Ooh, strong tea. Let's keep on the subject of Lewis then. We've spoken about him a lot tonight. What did his questionnaire say about him?
Lewis's questionnaire was so telling, not with the answers he gave, but with the way he answered them.
OK.
So Lewis went off-grid. He didn't do the usual thing. He didn't conform. Instead of circling the answers as instructed, he did ticks. Now, ticks are synonymous with school, with getting things right and correctness. And that shows me that Lewis likes to be right. He also, interestingly, didn't use the answers offered to him. He made his own up. So he didn't really answer any of the questions. He refused to be put in the box that I wanted him in.
OK, fair enough. So you think that says he likes to think out the box, he likes to be in control, and he likes to be right?
I think he likes to think he does all of those things, yes.
OK, fair point. Let's move on to one of his challenges in the game, and in the Game Changer this week, funnily enough, Akeem. What was Akeem's result?
Well, Akeem is a very nice, normal bloke, and his answers reflected that. So, for example, I asked him, if your partner suggested doing something out of your comfort zone, what would you say? And his answer was, oh, I'd want to know everything about it, I'd go and speak to her. Which shows me that he's a big communicator and that he's a compromiser, because the more information he has about something, the more he can compromise and reach a happy conclusion.
Well, talking of happy, funnily enough, he definitely showed his happy and confident side in this next clip. Let's have a look.
I'm telling him, Cameron, he just fired on your pillow.
Oh, you're taking the piss. I'm going to get it again.
No, I did.
He did it.
If I offended you with the fart, then I apologise.
So fucking childish.
Are we cool, all you? I've apologised.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
See, this I didn't know if it would offend you, and I apologise for that.
You just, think about farting in someone's bed maybe next time. If you want to do it in your bed, fine.
He does like to have a little mess around at times,
Yeah,
Akeem,
he
but he
does.
always, without fail, always follows it up with an apology.
Yes.
So what does that say about him?
He's a people person. He likes to communicate to reach a happy understanding. He doesn't like the idea of someone being mad or cross with him. He's a very easygoing person, and overall, I would say he's a bit of a compromiser.
OK, let's move on to Kennelly. She's won 2 of the Game Changers out of 3. She didn't get that prize this week. What did her questionnaire reveal?
So I can tell from Kennelly's questionnaire that she has been hurt or betrayed in the past, and I don't know whether that's from a family member, a friend, or a partner, but there's certainly trust issues, and the large theme of her questionnaire was trust, how important it was, how trustworthy she was, and I asked her, who do you trust most in the world, and she gave me the Kenny holy trinity of trust, which was her parents, herself, and God. So
Wow.
she's putting herself up there, kind of like an Aslan view of herself.
Oh, like a Lion King?
Yeah. Like Aslan from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe. I said Lion King, didn't I? God.
It's all right. We've all been there.
Oh, I come out that wardrobe at 16, if you know what I mean. Let's move on to our Rich's housemate, Kian. He had to go at them dominoes, didn't he? But he just didn't get it. What did his questionnaire say about him?
So Kian was similar to Lewis. So instead of kind of answering the questions in the way that I would normally look at and interpret, I could tell straight away that this is a person that wanted to stand out from the crowd. He does big circles over his eyes, and his R's are all capitalised. So he wants the person reading to go, oh, I know what that guy's about. He's fun, and he's larger than life, and he's a big personality. He wants to stand out from the page without actually being present.
Well, talking about standing out, we saw him admit to Cameron, I think is probably the best word, that he had feelings for him, he had a bit of a crush on him. He faced a little bit of scrutiny in the house.
Yes.
What did that say to you about him as a person that he did that?
That shows me that Kian is a very emotionally honest person, both with other people and with himself. It was a case of kind of wearing his heart on his sleeve. He felt it, so he acted on it. And if he hadn't have acted on it, he would have felt like he was being dishonest to himself. So that's why I believe Kian did that.
Well, listen, we've run out of time, but very quickly, any romantic predictions? Can we see anything happening in this house?
Probably Isabella and that onesie.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're hopefully going to be checking in with her very soon. But can I give up for Annabelle, everyone?
Love you.
That is it for now. But, please be quiet, because coming up, we're going to be finding out how her housemates are getting on as we hit half-term. God, we're already there. Who's top of the class and who's being kept in the bottom set. But first, there's a very tiny, very small formality matter of an eviction on Friday night. So, as ever, who goes? You decide! You decide is all the numbers you need.
This week, Akeem and Kennelly face the public vote. Who goes? You decide. To evict Akeem from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 01, or from a mobile, call 650 58 01. To evict Kennelly from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 08, or from a mobile, call 650 58 08. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. Votes cast after lines close won't count. If you're watching on catch-up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. You can find terms on the Big Brother website.
So lovely to be here. It really is. Hi, and welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side where you join me amongst my adoring fans. I just want to let everyone know I really am a man of the people. I'll even let you touch me if you want. Yeah, you can touch me if you like. Oh, you're welcome. Now, if you fancy being one of the lucky few and joining this rabble, having your say, all the details you need are on the screen now. And just so you know, there's only 18 more shows to go. So you need to be quick if you want a spot right here, because I'm such a man of the people. Enough of that. It's time for an exclusive. Have a look at this. Are we off air? Great. Anti-back now, please. Thank you. Don't breathe on me. Oh.
Kian is a people pleaser, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's in his nature.
It's in his nature, so he comes across like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good look.
Well, it's good to, like...
But it's floating about, isn't it? It's floating. I don't like the floaters. Like, him in the final. For fuck's sake.
He's going to be in the final because nobody's ever going to nominate him.
Boring. Boring. I wouldn't even fucking mind Lewis F being in the final. Or even Cameron being in the final. At least they've got an opinion, at least they're about something. Even Akeem.
That's my worst fucking nightmare.
Guys, please be quiet, class, because it's half-term in the Big Brother house. But who is excelling as head boy or head girl, and who is bottom of the class? Now, we're going to try and get through as many housemates as we can. And when the time's up, we'll hear this sound. And we'll be moving on. So let's start with our Welsh schoolboy wonder, Akeem. Myra, let me come to you. Is he your head boy in there?
Oh, I'd like to be his head girl. I mean, blowjobs.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification, Myra. Luke, what are you making of Akeem in there?
Do you know what? I'm ready for Akeem to go.
Oh,
what?
Really?
No, he's really nice. He's really nice. But I want someone who's a bit, you know, not just all the same level all the time. Sorry, Akeem. Nice guy, but gotta go.
Okay.
He's not that nice. He gobs in the shower.
And
He
farts
does.
on pillows.
Yeah, he's a dirty boy. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm ready for Akeem to go.
You're a bit done with him.
I think the best thing about Akeem is that he's named after the character in Coming to America in the movie. That's
Fun times. I can't confirm nor deny
Akeem.
if he was named after that character in the movie. If we've got to give him a score, A to D, what are we going to go for?
D.
D.
C minus.
Oh, C. All right, we'll go for a
C
C. We'll go for a C. Okay. B. All right, I'll change it just for you. Right, moving on to Brooke. Kate, she's been A good girl. She's not been that disruptive in there. What are you making of Brooke?
I like the fact that she stuck up for herself tonight. When Lewis was saying about playing all these games, you're stuck in a house for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're going to get bored. You're going to play these silly games.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to do it, me, Alison Hammond and Johnny Regan and Sandy and Alex would get the up with
Legends.
us.
Legends.
We'd get the up with us playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're bored. You've got nothing else to do. Play spin the bottle. Talk about your bowel habits. It's what you do. You're bored. I like Brooke. A little bit of a shit stirrer, but they all are. We'll go with that.
Yeah, really like Brooke as well. I want Brooke to get to the final. She's
Wow.
genuinely, she's one of no, I'm sorry, she's one of my favourites, and I really like Brooke, and I like her relationship with Lewis. I think it's interesting and it's quite sexy.
Myra, Brooke.
I really like Brooke. Do you know when Brooke? We're going back a couple of days here, but I really started to respect Brooke when she reacted to Cameron's coming out. I thought that was really nice.
Oh, we're out of time. Very quickly, what grade should we give her?
B plus.
B plus. She gets a. She gets an A. She gets an A. Now the newly outed Cameron. Let's come about Cameron. Myra, what are we making of him? Is he putting in enough effort in lessons, do we think?
He swings between extremely confident and can't even say a word. It's really funny. He will give someone the fuck off pill if he has to. Can I say that? I have done. And, but at the same time, he's shaking with fear at saying a sentence. So, there's a lot there.
That's a big word. That was a massive word he had to say. He couldn't even say the word.
I know.
And I think what he did on TV was so brave and so courageous. That must have been so hard for him to say it.
Yes.
And give him a break. I think he's had a big week. He's had a big week.
Big week, Lou.
But I totally agree with that, but he does like to moan. And, you know, and he is a lot of times going, don't fart on my pillow. You can do fart on your pillow in your own time, but not don't fart with my pillow.
Oh, what grade?
B minus.
I'm going to go for B plus.
B plus.
Okay.
Now let's go on. Let's get on to our Irish misfit, Cian. Kate, is he doing well in class?
Love him. This series,
Yes.
Brian Dowling, he'll go to the final. I'd love to see him in the final. He's so honest and he's friends with everybody. He's not afraid to say what he thinks. I think he's brilliant.
Luke?
Oh, I love him. You know, it was when he just said, I'm so excited I could fire. That is like, that's one of my favourite things that's been said this series. I love Cian. I love him.
Cian, Myra?
I do. It's very sincere, I think.
Sincere?
I believe his friendships as well. And when Zoe was upset that he thought he'd maybe transferred his affection, he was very quick to assure her, and I think he meant it. So I like it.
OK, well, what should we give Cian?
A minus.
Gonna go for an A. Gonna go for an A for Cian. It's your rose, not mine. Let's move on to Kennelly now. Is she causing too much trouble with her classmates? Kate's having a row with that fly. Myra, Kennelly.
I mean, she is like the gobby popular girl that smoked too much and always came in smelling of Impulse and Benson and Edges. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by
The
that?
deodorant. I don't even know if you can still get Impulse, to be fair. Go on.
But she's always got a bit too for me. I'm not a fan. I'd like her gone this week.
I've just been informed you can still get Impulse, but unfortunately not in the Spice Girl fragrance. Long may it live. Luke, Kennelly.
Do you know what? Like at the beginning of the series, I remember even saying to you that I really thought Kennelly would get right through to the final, but do you know what? She's disappointed me a little bit.
Disappointed you a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Kate?
I've just got respect for her for doing that domino challenge with her nails out there.
I mean,
so long. But
that is prestige.
never put me on a plane with her. She is terrifying.
Oh, what are we going for? I'll go for a C minus, because there's a mixture there. There is a mixture.
You're a nice teacher.
Let's move on to our misunderstood schoolboy, Lewis. Kate, let's start with you, Lewis. What are we making of him?
Top housemate, goes through all the motions. You don't want somebody who's just going to coast their way through and not say anything because they're afraid of causing conflict. I love that he had a little breakdown yesterday over sausages. And I want to see him in the final.
OK.
I hope he doesn't lose his sense of humour. I don't want him to lose his sense of humour.
He loses his sense of humour daily, but I love him. I love him. It has to be an A for him. We've not seen a housemate like him. You can't compare him to another housemate from other series. He's been brilliant. I really want him to win. I want him to win.
Myra.
Yeah.
I think he's got eyebrows like two slugs flirting.
Is that all you've got to say? I'm going for an A. Half a star. I'm not that generous. Let's talk about Sian. She excelled on the school trip to China, but is she a good all-rounder, Myra?
Who's this? Is she in it? Is she in this?
You don't think she's delivered enough?
No, I think you'd get more storylines from just showing static when she should be on. I really...
Luke?
I mean, she's fit, but I don't think that she's done enough to survive through more weeks. I mean, I'm sorry, Sian, but you gotta go.
Kate?
Love her accent. Love the way she says pillow. Pillow! Started on your pillow.
I'm on me sen.
She's brilliant.
You like her?
No, just her accent. She's all right. She's a bit boring.
Luke?
I loved it.
She's not going to make it to the final. But have the housemates got any reason to nominate her? She could get to the final because of this.
Right, well, what grade?
She's gonna cast. She's gonna cast.
Are you?
She's a caster.
I'm not dishing out any U's. I'm going to go for the D.
You love the D.
Like I always do. Now, on to our Polish exchange student, Thomas. He'd love to be head boy. He's been getting told off for playing games, but is he a good housemate? Kate, Thomas?
I think he's been a great housemate so far, and I thought how he dealt with Cameron coming out was absolutely just heartwarming. He went over and he hugged him and he said, welcome, welcome, join the rainbow. And I just thought that was just really beautiful to watch.
You're liking him?
I like him, yeah.
Luke?
Look, I really like Thomas. He's one of my favourites. Yeah, Mommy loves you. And I just hope if he does win, that he just comes out on like a table on his front. Thank you.
Being carried out.
Yeah, exactly.
Myra, Thomas.
I think I really like him. I think he's a lovely person and a brilliant friend to the housemates, and he is also playing a game. I don't think one negates the other.
No.
I think you can do both.
It's a game.
Drop me cane. Drop me cane. Oh, what are we going for? He's getting a B+. He's getting a B+, unfair.
Fuming.
Let's shut up. Let's talk about Zoe. She's another one of our misfit students. Myra, I'm going to start with you, actually. Is she fitting in well at school?
I really like Zoe. She's like, I think I'd get on with her. She's like someone who might work at the knicker factory in Corrie.
Yes,
Isn't she?
I do like that.
Isn't she?
I like that. You're a fan, Luke.
Yeah, look, I think she's really, really nice, and yes, I think she should get through to the final. I like her. She's got an amazing mane of hair.
Oh, lovely,
as well.
beautiful head of hair.
Oh, lovely boof.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Zoe. I think she's a good housemate, and I think it was nice that she opened up to Kian, saying I was a bit jealous when.
Yeah.
What's the one who looks like Katie
Isabella.
Hopkins? Isabella. I thought it was nice that she said I was a bit jealous of Isabella, and she's just honest about her feelings.
Okay, well, what should we give
get to the
her?
final.
B+.
Lot of A's. She's got an A from the audience. I've got to give it to her. On to Hussein. He's recently joined the school. He's the new boy. He's a bit of a class clown. But is he as funny as he thinks? Kate, Hussein.
No, people who wear sunglasses indoors makes me... I don't know. I don't like him.
No?
No, I don't think he's fun. Tell me one... Who was it in the audience, you, sir? You said he's funny. I can't think of one funny thing he's done.
No.
You said he was funny. He's not funny.
Luke?
No, he's not funny.
He's not funny.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Like, I know he... no. You. I'm sorry.
You think of you, Myra?
Yeah.
Nah, stick him in remedial.
I'm going to try and find someone that likes him. Anyone like him? You like him? God, this is hard. Two sticks, Ryland.
I don't like him, but I think he's a brilliant housemate. Livens it up.
You think he's a good housemate, darling? You're going to have to take that mic off me. What should we give him? You. Nothing. D-. He's got a D-. I'm a fair. And finally, Isabella, another new student who joined on the integration programme. She made a good first impression with the cool kids, but how is she for you, Myra?
I think she's absolutely fascinating and an asset to that house.
You do?
No! The opposite of what I just said. No.
Not a fan? Why does that really tickle me? I don't know. My Luke, Isabella.
Yeah, I sort of with Myra on this. I like her, and I think if she'd have gone in from the start, we might have seen a little bit more. But I think let's get but give her a couple more weeks. Let's give her a couple more weeks and see if she can come out of a shell.
Yeah, you're always gonna. If you're a new housemate, you're always gonna face a little bit of a backlash.
God bless
with the
Tim.
public. God
Yeah.
bless Tim.
God bless Tim. Bless him.
And Sophie from our year, we were all a bit like, new housemate. You form bonds, you form cliques, and then when someone new comes in, no, that's why Hussein and Isabella, people are just, and there's nothing bad on them, but I just don't think she's.
What should we give her?
C-.
F, D, D, C-.
Same
At the moment, she's getting a D. Just for now. Well, listen, class is out of session. I'm afraid that's all I've got time for tonight. I'm so sorry. Massive thank you to my wonderful panel over there. My gorgeous audience as well. I love you so much. And of course, you lot at home for watching. Very quickly, before we go, Myra, who do you want to see out of that house on Friday?
Kennelly.
Kennelly. Luke, who do you want to see out?
Kennelly.
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 You want Kennelly as well? Who do you want to see out? They're all going for Kennelly. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, though, for another Throwback Thursday. I'm going to be joined by some classic Big Brother housemates. MC Harvey's going to be back in the house. The lovely Narinda Kerr and Carol McGiffin. It should be quite a lovely Carol McGiffin. Isn't that lovely? All of that. Plus, Cool is back in session. Myra, brace yourself, because Lord Chief Justice Ryland retired will be here. Until then, see you tomorrow. Night-night.